Hello guys, welcome to this Rust video, and in this video we're going to be looking at corrections in Rust. And corrections, mainly if you're coming from languages like C++, you know that corrections are sometimes referred to as containers, whereas in languages like Java they are referred to as corrections still. Now, without further ado, let's dive into our first set or example of collections. And what we are dealing with first here are arrays. Now, if you're coming from languages still, if Rust is not your first programming language, you know what arrays are. And these are containers and they store data. And in Rust, arrays have fixed length and they can store items of the same type, or they store items of the same type. And let's first declare an example. If we create an example of an array, we call it numbers, we want to declare the type and the number of items within this array. Now, the way to declare it up, you're using the colon and use the square brackets. And this time, we can declare our items in the array to be unsigned integers of type 8. You can use anything. We can say integer i32. And we might want like 10 items. And the items here might be 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7, maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe 10, maybe 11. Okay, sorry. So that's an example of an array. And we can declare another one of maybe floats. And there is a different way of declaring this, and this could be like maybe we have 0.1 and this is a float 64, and we have 0.2 and comma and 0.3. You can see that in the next example we have not used the square brackets here, whereby we have the type and the number of items in the array. We have gone straight to the initialization of the array, and we are using the first element to declare the type, and that means we are not declaring like we are not putting it on the rest of the elements. And like I've said, arrays in Rust store elements of the same type, so we know that once the first element is a float 64, even the rest of the elements will be floats 64. Now we can perform some printing to see or to access some elements within this array. And we are saying that this could be maybe number, a particular number that we might access. And this could be from numbers, we might access the fifth item. So index 5 there, and then print. And maybe we need to access the float. And the float here we want to access is maybe the first. Okay, now we'll access the index 1 element. And if we run the terminal, we call the Rust compiler and we call arrays.rust. Okay, and we get the binary and we run the binary, and we have 7 and 0.2, exactly what we expected. So those are arrays. We can end this video by talking briefly still about tuples. Now, tuples are heterogeneous collections, and they can store, that means they can store elements of different types, and they are used. They can be used when returning multiple values from a function. So let's see an example. Let us have a tuple of numbers and strings. One thing I've not talked about here about array types maybe is we can declare an array of strings, and this could be the string type str, and this could be maybe you want to pass 2 names and you pass those 2 names. So the rest is the same. Yeah, blah blah blah. So I just wanted to talk about that, but you get the picture. The only difference maybe could be when you decided to pass a string here, the string type. The difference, some people wonder what could be the difference between the reference str and the string type. The string type, mainly this one is let's begin with this. This one is mainly giving you more ownership, and maybe if you want to make mutations within the data, within the string itself. This one is maybe you don't worry about the ownership of that data. You would be using it a lot. But if you care about ownership and owning the data, you would use the str. So if we use the string type here, this one, we are supposed to put the dot to sorry about this. I needed to talk about this. I'd forgot it. But this should be going to every element within the string. Okay, there we will be fine. So you can access anything here, names, anything. Maybe we'll access that with the tuples. Back to tuples. We have a tuple, so we need to declare also the type of the tuple, and tuples will be declared using brackets, the normal brackets, and you need the first element to be an integer, int 8, and the other one to be a string, str reference. And this would be, the first integer will be 40, and the string, have a good day. Okay, so that's the string. So we have a tuple here, and we can access elements of the tuple. Print ln exclamation. And how do we access elements within the tuple? We use this formatter, the access formatter there, and then we want to access the tuple there. Now we can also perform some destructuring here, whereby we can obtain the elements within the tuple, and this one will be like the result of whatever comes up from the tuple. And to do this, we have declared this sort of tuple again, but here we are only accessing the elements from the tuple. So the result here will be independent. These are like variables. These are indeed variables to variables that are going to obtain or capture or hold variables from this tuple, the num and string tuple. So we can print them to the screen and say print ln. We're saying from the tuple we can hold the number, and we can hold the string. Okay, and this is name and string. Now going back to accessing elements from our string array here, we can still print, and we say string, and we can access one string here of names, and we can access that. Okay, calling the Rust compiler, we get that, and calling the binary file, yes. So we get the string, we already have that. We are printing out our tuple using this print, and then from the tuple we are capturing the 4, and we have the string. So I hope this gives you a picture and a good introduction about arrays. And if you want, or you've not captured everything here, you can watch the video. Also feel free to leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye. See you next time.